Now, Nellie, whatever you do, don't forget to put up those peaches. And I want them all spiced. Tommy's so fond of them that way.
Yes, Mrs. Winter. I'll do them just the way I did them last time.
And don't bake too many cakes and pies. I don't want Tommy to spoil his stomach.
Ah, Mom, forget it. Here you are going to miss your training. You're worrying about my stomach.
Oh, that's all right. Your digestion is just as important as our trip. And Nellie, don't forget to call him in about your refrigerator. I mean, it's been terribly noisy lately.
Yes, I'll remember, okay?
I guess that's everything. Good gracious, it is late. What on earth's keeping your father? He's usually ahead of me when we're going someplace.
I don't know. He was already half an hour ago. Hey, Dad, it's 2 o'clock.
Oh, now, dear, don't exaggerate. It's only 14 minutes to 2. Your father knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and so do I. He's making a nervous wreck out of the rest of us.
Well, the train doesn't leave until 2:15, and it's only a few minutes to the station.
He'll have to drive like the devil. I hope he gets pinched.
I don't understand you at all, Tommy. I mean, it's the first time I ever knew you to worry about our getting someplace on time. Anyone would think you were anxious to get us out of this house.
Oh, don't be silly. It's nothing to me if you miss your confounded train.
Just the same. I do wish William would hurry. William!
Yes, dear, I'm coming.
That's what he's been saying for the last hour.
Now, who can that be at the front door?
It's Steve. I invited him over.
Oh, Steve, what you can see in that boy is more than I...
Steve's a good egg.
Was that the front door?
Never mind, Nellie. Tommy's gone to answer it.
Okay.
Here's Steve.
How are you today?
Swell, thanks.
The folks are just taking off.
Yeah, taking off what?
Clearing out of town, you nut. Vacation.
Oh.
William!
Yes, darling. Here I am. What's the excitement?
Well, I thought we were catching the 2:15.
Of course we are. You don't want to sit around the station half an hour, do you?
It's 10 till 2 now.
11 to 2 to be exact. Hey, Steve. How are you?
Swell, thanks.
Sit down, Steve.
Hey, what's the idea?
Going back to college this fall, Steve?
Sure, I gotta do something. I like college.
I'll be right back. There's something I've got to tell Nellie.
I guess you'll miss Tommy at college this fall, huh, Steve?
Miss him? You mean Tommy won't be there?
It begins to look that way. I put it up to him to earn some money this summer if he wanted me to send him back to college. So far, he hasn't earned a cent.
Gee, that's tough.
Lay off me, will ya? How can I make any money when there aren't any jobs? You know that, Dad.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of exaggeration in this unemployment business. Lots of college boys are finding summer jobs.
Now, Tommy told me he tried to find a job.
Yeah, I remember that day. That was a month ago.
Now listen.
Well, you still got time, but you better make it snappy.
All right, William. We better start.
Right you are. And don't you boys get into any mischief while we're gone.
What do you think we are, children?
And be careful what you eat, Tommy.
Yes. Goodbye, Ma. So long, Dad. Have a good time.
Thanks. What became of the morning paper? I wouldn't mind having it with me to read on the train.
Oh, never mind.
Tommy had it at breakfast, and I haven't seen it since then. What'd you do with it anyway, Tommy?
The morning paper? Man, if I know. There wasn't anything in it anyway.
I'd like to find that out for myself.
I mean, I guess I can look for it if you like.
Come on.
All right. Goodbye.
Thank heavens they're gone. Now if they don't miss their train.
Gee, I sort of busted in on the farewells. Why did you tell me to show up later?
Nobody cares. All this goodbye stuff's the bunk anyway. Listen, Steve, can you stand excitement?
What, you got some cheese?
What? No, don't be a fathead. Now keep your shirt on. And get a load of this.
This one?
Go on, read it.
All right. Do you fear for your sanity? Is your mind in danger? Say, I ain't nuts.
Look, read it. It doesn't mean you.
All right. Mental troubles diagnosed and corrected immediately by expert psychologists. Call at 419 Lockwood Place between 2 and 5 p.m. with reasonable fees. Wait, 419 Lockwood Place? But that's your house. That's this house.
Bright boy. Well, what do you think of that?
But
My parents are out of town, and my dad says I need to make money to go back to college. So, while they're gone, I'm going to clean up and have the dough to show them when they come back.
where are you going to get your psychologist?
Right here, Dr. Stupentakiet hot from Vienna.
You're nuts.
Am I? Didn't I take psychology at the university last semester?
Yeah, so did I. But what's that got to do with it?
Well, you may not have learned anything in that class, but I did. And one of the things that I learned was that if someone thinks they're going crazy, they're not, and vice versa. So, advertise in the paper for people who think they're going crazy.
But, look, you're nuts. This is not going to work.
Of course it's going to work. Don't you remember the psychology professor saying that sometime 50% of Americans are losing their minds? Well, I advertise in the paper for that, and a whole bunch of people come running. I find out what's eating them, I kid them out of it, charge them 50 or $100, and everybody's happy. So,
Sounds kind of dangerous to me.
dangerous? Where's the danger?
Okay, if some guy thinks he's actually crazy, he might take a shot at you just to prove it.
You're hopeless. I tell you, it's absolutely safe. And you're going to be my assistant.
Me? Your assistant?
Of course, I've got to have someone around here to answer the door and just help out in general.
You mean someone for him to shoot at?
Well, I guess if you're really scared, I can find someone else. But I thought you might like a third of the profits.
A third? Why a third?
Well, it's my idea and my house. That ought to rate me 2/3.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a chance. What do we do
Attaboy.
first?
First, we dress the part. Here. Put this on.
Whoa, where'd you get these?
My friend works at a drugstore. I've already tried mine on. Make sure yours fits.
I guess it could be bigger, but
Oh, don't worry. You only have to wear it for about 5 hours a day.
that's swell.
Anyway, the reason I'm in such a hurry is that it's almost 2, and I'm sure some bird will show up right on the dot.
Man, you're right. Listen, what do I do first?
Well, first you answer the door. Then you let the patient inside. You come in here, and then you tell me their name.
And then what?
Then I sit here, the patient sits there, and you leave.
Where to?
Anywhere, so as long as you can hear the doorbell. And if I need you for any special demonstration, I'll be sure to let you know.
Just what do you mean by demonstration?
Oh, anything that might come up. If someone were to throw a fit or something like that.
Okay, if anybody throws a fit, our partnership will dissolve then and there.
But nobody will.
That's what you think.
Just leave it to me.
Good gracious, what's all this?
Oh, hello, Nellie. How do you like your costumes?
What are you gonna do, sell ice cream?
You would guess wrong. Listen, Nellie, we're putting on a play, and we have a whole bunch of people coming over this afternoon. So don't worry about answering the doorbell. Me and Steve got it. Also, if you hear a lot of racket and running around, don't worry. That's just us rehearsing for the play. Pay it no mind.
I love plays. Could I come and watch?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. We got a new cast, and you know how people get nervous when they watch them.
So, what's the name of this play?
I forgot.
Nuts.
That's right. The name of the play is Nuts.
Nuts to you.
I said it was nuts.
And I said you're nuts.
I've never heard of a play called Nuts. Is it funny?
You would die laughing.
Come on, let me come and watch.
I'm afraid not. Like I said, new cast members.
Oh dear, well, goodbye.
Toodaloo.
You sure think I'm up, Tommy. You're a born liar.
I like to kid Nellie.
Was that the front door?
I'll say it was our first patient.
Victim, you mean. Man, I'm scared.
Oh, come on, suck it up, you big baby. Now get ready and go answer the door. Wait, do you think I look too young to be a doctor?
Nah, you have gray hair by tonight. Should I look out the window to see who it is?
No, just let him in.
Okay. Tommy,
Was that the front door?
What? Get out of here.
Nuts. I'll take root beer.
I told him he was busy, but they busted right in.
Really, girls, you could have picked some other time.
What's the idea anyway?
I like reception.
Come on, we've got something going on.
I'll say you've got something going on. You both look like barbers. What is it, a fraternity initiation?
Poor Steve, he can hardly breathe.
Jean, be a good sport. We're busy as the devil, and we've got some people coming over.
Oh, we'd love to meet the others, if they're as funny as you two.
Is it a stag party?
You would guess right. Now run along like two little darlings.
Okay, I suppose we'll have to. But listen, I stopped to ask you something very important.
Shoot.
Well, you may perhaps remember that me and Lou are having a party at my house.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, Mother forgot all about it, and while I was out shopping, she let the interior decorators come in, and now the place is a wreck, and so I can't have it there.
And my folks won't let me have it in our joint because the last party I had turned into a brawl. Their goldfish bowl got busted, spilled all over the oriental rug, the rug suffered, and the guppies died. So that's that. You were there? You were so flat on your back, we couldn't tell you apart from the guppies.
Okay, listen.
Zip it. Gene, what do you want?
Well, I can't have the party at my house.
So I suppose you want to have it here?
Darling, how clever you are.
Can we?
Listen, you can have a dozen parties at my house as long as you leave quickly.
Okay, that's sweet of you, Tommy. See you tonight.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Already?
What in the world? Oh, it's you.
You mean you haven't finished rehearsing yet?
We haven't even started. Now get out and stay out. Yeah, and good thing we got rid of him so quick. A couple more minutes and that could have gotten really embarrassing. Yeah, what is it? What idea? Well, of all the Welchers, listen, if you want to leave, go ahead. I can handle things on my own.
Okay, now I wouldn't walk out on you. I never deserved a pal yet, but I just thought maybe.
Well, forget it. I'm out to make some money, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
But what if nobody answers your ad?
But they're bound to. I already told you. The psychology professor said that at least 50% of Americans, at some time or another, are losing their minds. And you don't suppose they enjoy it, do you? Well, what's the answer?
Search me.
The answer is we do business in a big way. The appeal in that ad is irresistible.
You know, I always handed to you for being smart, but I sure wish you wouldn't think of things connected with crazy guys.
But they're not crazy. That's the whole point. How many times do I have to tell you?
How do you know? Did you hear that?
I did. It was the doorbell.
Are you sure?
Go and answer it.
What do you call yourself?
What do you mean?
You say your name was Dr. Somebody earlier?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Maybe we should just use my real name.
I'll call you Dr. Witter. How's that?
Yeah. Wait. No, just in case we get into any legal trouble, I better not use my real name. Help me think of a name.
Some German name? It sounds good.
No, that's too fishy. I've got it. Instead of Winter, call me Summer. Dr. Summer. That work?
Yeah, okay.
Now answer it.
Mr. Tommy, are you going to get the door?
Get out of here. Don't whisper. Speak up.
Should I let them in?
Yes. Wait, what was the patient's name?
I already told you. It's.
Go and let him in.
Oh, doctor, I'm so sorry. I didn't inquire your name.
Summer. Dr. Summer. And you are?
Dinwiddie's the name. Constance Dinwiddie. Odd little name, isn't it? I've often thought of changing it.
Okay. Well, will you be seated, Miss Dunwoody?
Dinwiddie, doctor. Should I spell it for you?
I'm sorry. Will you be seated?
Thank you.
Now, just what seems to be the issue, Miss Winwoody?
Oh, doctor, now I just think you're trying to be amusing at my expense. The name's Dinwiddie, you know?
I'm terribly sorry. I've just been very busy. My mind has been unable to retain any information. Now, Miss...
Dinwiddie?
Thank you. What seems to be the issue?
I read your advertisement in the morning paper.
Yes?
I need your help so badly.
Yes? Yes, go on.
It's terribly embarrassing. You see, the trouble is... You seem so far away. Couldn't I sit a little closer?
Certainly.
That's much better in these confidential matters, you know?
Okay, Miss...
Call me Constance!
Help! Help! Steve, help!
Hey!
Get off of me!
Don't do that!
You will call me Constance!
Oh, you're choking me! Don't let him in. We've got our hands full.
I'm disappointed in both of you.
I think there's been a terrible misunderstanding. If you'd like to leave now...
I'll do nothing of the kind. I came here for relief, and you will consider my case very carefully, and I shall stay here until you do.
Oh, man.
Fine. If you'll come with me to a waiting room for a few moments, I'll be with you again shortly.
Well, I hope it won't be too long.
Of course not, Miss...
Call me?
Constance.
That's better.
Man to see you, doctor.
What's the name?
Henry. Mr. Henry Short?
Ask Mr. Short to come right in.
Yes, sir. This way, sir.
You're the doctor?
Yes?
Gotta help me, I tell you. It's terrible. I can't stand it.
Won't you sit down?
No, sir. I can't sit. Too nervous. I haven't slept for weeks.
Of course, but
No buts about it. That's the trouble with you doctors. You talk too much. What I want is action. Action!
calm yourself, calm yourself. How can I help you when you won't?
Yoo-hoo, Dr. Summer.
What was that? Who's in there? Is that my wife?
Your wife? Of course not. It's a patient of mine.
I thought I knew that voice. If I caught my wife hiding in there,
I tell you it's not.
What was that? The telephone? If it's my wife calling.
It wasn't the telephone. It was the front doorbell.
She may have followed me here. I can't have her see me talking to you. Where can I hide?
Well, maybe if you'd like to leave and come up
No,
back.
sir. I stay right here till I've got some action.
Fine.
Yoo-hoo, Dr. Summer.
Yes, Miss Constance.
Aren't you almost ready for me?
Pretty soon. Please be patient.
Old gentleman to see you, doctor.
What, Smithers?
Smithers.
Come, Smithers. Speak up.
I said there's an old gentleman outside waiting for you.
And what's the name?
I think it sounded like Dumbbell.
What?
I said it sounded like.
Yes, ask him to come right in.
Oh, this. Wait, please. Oh, yeah.
Ah, there you are, doctor. I don't see very well.
If you'd like to be seated, please.
What's that? I don't hear very well.
I said have a seat.
Oh, yes, yes. It's been lovely. Hardly any rain all summer.
Okay. And now, Mr. Bumble, if you'd like to tell me what's wrong.
I may as well introduce myself. My name is Trumbull, T.T. Trumbull. All my friends call me T.T.T. He, he, he. Of course, I don't hear them anymore since my ears went back on me, but that's what they used to call me.
We don't treat you here. You need to go to an eye, ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind the smell of tobacco. Don't smell anything anymore anyways, since my nose went back on me.
You've come to the wrong place.
Oh, yes, yes. All the other doctors tell me the same thing, but it don't do a bit of good. Some days I can't feel a thing, and then again I can. I get sort of numb all over.
What are we going to do with this old fool?
Yoo-hoo, Dr.
Oh,
Summer.
great heavens, I'd forgotten about
Was
her.
that my wife? What have you done with her?
Get back in there! Mr. Trumbull, if you'd like to come with me to a waiting room for a
I
few
never
moments.
eat between meals.
That makes no difference to me. Come on.
Oh,
This will get rid of you.
what do you... I used to swim when I was a boy, but since I lost the use of my legs...
Oh, doctor, it's a young gentleman to see you.
What's the name?
I didn't think it mattered.
It doesn't. Ask him to come in.
All right. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Whoa,
Great heavens! Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. I'm used to it.
What's with the human catapult?
You had no business getting in my way.
Wait, did you fall or jump?
I jumped and then I fell.
Oh, you mean you jumped to keep yourself from falling?
No, I fell to keep myself from jumping.
I guess that makes sense.
You'll understand once I explain my case.
Oh, yes, you came to consult with me, I believe.
Are you the doctor?
I am Dr. Summer.
Summer or winter, it's all the same to me.
I beg your pardon?
Why should you? Say, can we get down to business?
Certainly. Would you like to have a seat, please?
I never sit for very long, but I guess I'll try it for a few minutes.
You must be very nervous.
I wouldn't exactly call it nervousness. It's more than that.
Well, will you describe the symptoms?
I think I could do it better if I sat on the table.
Okay, if you wish.
It's not what I wish. It's what I feel I've got to do.
Okay. And now for the symptoms?
I think I could do it better if I stood on the table.
Whoa, you might fall.
Look out below. I'm gonna jump.
Wait, no, Steve, help me get him down.
Wait, not a chance. You already lit on me once.
Catch me. I'm gonna jump.
No.
Yoo-hoo, Dr. Summer.
Was that my wife?
Ouch! Help! Murder!
Are you okay?
Yeah. Now help me get this mountain goat out of the way and then see who's at the door.
Where would he put him?
I don't know. Upstairs.
He'll jump out of the window and kill himself.
Hooray, that'll be swell. Come on.
Where am I?
You just made a parachute drop. Now we're going up in the balloon again. Come on. You see who's at the door. I'll lock her in my bedroom.
Yes, Dr. Summer.
I want to jump some more. I want to...
Where's this doctor at? That's what I want to know.
He's just upstairs, just for a second.
Well, he better hurry up.
Why don't you sit down, please? Dr. Summer.
What is it, Smithers?
Are you the doctor?
Well, yeah.
Sit down and listen to me.
Yes, sir.
You're going to help me, understand? I'm in a terrible condition, terrible. If something isn't done immediately, there will be murder.
Murder?
Now you're going to help me?
Yes, of course.
Take that knife away. Take that. Oh, just in time, just in time.
If you'll excuse me for a second. Now, I didn't get your name.
What's it to you?
It doesn't matter. If you'd like to come with me to a waiting room for a few moments,
What's the idea?
Oh, well, you see, I'm terribly busy.
Okay, just lead away.
Yes, Miss Constance, I'll be with you shortly. Meanwhile, here's some company.
Who's in there?
Oh, a very charming young lady. He'll get along with her splendidly.
Any knives in there?
Just very dull silver ones. The kind one eats with.
Oh, okay. It's another lady, doctor.
Is that so?
I say so.
Well, ask her to come right in.
Oh, with pleasure. This way, madam.
That will do, Smithers.
Okay.
How do you do?
Oh, doctor, I'm in such trouble.
That's too bad.
When I saw your ad in the paper, I just knew you were the person to help me.
You bet I am.
Oh, I'll help too.
It's okay, Smithers. I can handle this case alone very nicely.
Oh, doctor, you're so sympathetic.
Not at all. I mean, of course. Now.
What was that noise?
Oh, what noise? I didn't hear anything. You must have imagined it.
No, I didn't. Oh, doctor, I'm so frightened. I'm sure someone followed me in here.
Followed you here? How could they?
They're always following me. Oh, there they are now. Oh, what shall I do?
It was just the doorbell. You're all right.
He's after me. I know he is. You have to help me.
Smithers, answer the bell. You're just
yeah.
imagining things.
No, I'm not.
Hey!
There he is.
Where is she?
Oh, my help!
Get back in there!
Hey, let me out of here. I found a carving knife.
Go ahead and use it.
Young lady, doctor.
Another one?
Should I tell him you can't see any more patients?
No, tell him and come right in.
Okay. This way, madam.
Thank you so much. Doctor, oh my, I don't know your name.
Summer, Dr. Summer.
Dr. Summer, very poetic.
I suppose so. And you are?
Milton, Emily Milton.
Milton, kind of poetic yourself.
I'm afraid you're right, doctor, but I must tell you about myself. May I sit down?
Certainly.
Thank you so much. It is such a relief to get to see a doctor.
I suppose so. Now, just what seems to be...
Coming to that. Though it's a very painful subject. You know how sensitive one can be. You remember how it was with Keats?
Keats? I don't remember.
When I have fears that I may cease to be.
Oh, Keats the poet.
My heart aches, and a drowsy numbness pains my sense. Still of hemlock I have drunk. Oh, doctor, do you understand?
Yes and no. Did you say you've been drinking hemlock?
That was Keats. For myself, of course, figuratively speaking. Forlorn. The very word is like a bell.
Like a bell is right. It's the doorbell.
I beg your pardon?
It's just another patient. If you'd like to come with me to a waiting room for a few moments.
But, of course, I can commune with the infinite.
That's great. This will do. You look hungry and Nellie's literate.
Away, away, for I will fly with thee, not charioted by Bacchus and his parties, but on the viewless wings of poesy.
A woman to see you, doctor.
Send him, man. I'm prepared for anything.
All right. Oh, madam, this way, please.
Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine.
You are the doctor?
I am?
I love doctors.
Why don't you be seated, please?
You're very young to be a diagnostician.
I look much younger than I am.
And you're really quite handsome.
If you please.
I suppose you want me to tell you why I came. I really have no excuse for coming, except that your advertisement in the paper sounded so positively fascinating. I knew your personality would be most attractive. And then, as I told you, I have a weakness for doctors.
I'm sorry, but you see, business.
Isn't business tiresome? Poor boy. You look so tired.
Please.
My wife. Aha! There she is. What are you doing with this man?
Help! He'll kill me!
Help! Murder! He's gonna murder me!
Help!
Knife.
Back. What is this? Back here. Wait. How you feel now?
Terrible. I'd rather play against Notre Dame any day.
Oh, you'll be all right. You just lost your wind.
Yeah, and you lost your mind.
Well, we're in this mess, and we've got to get out of it somehow.
How about walking through the front door and never coming back?
How can I? They might wreck the house.
They'll do that anyway. How can you manage a raving bunch like that?
What I can't understand is why they act so crazy. I didn't advertise for lunatics. I advertised for people who are afraid of losing their minds. They're supposed to be perfectly sane.
Well, that's the theory.
Something slipped somewhere.
You know, a lot of things slipped everywhere, and most of them fell on me.
They're getting quieter.
They're probably running out of oxygen. Wonder what would happen to us if they all suffocated. Talk about a wholesale murder.
They won't suffocate. There's a crack under the door.
Yeah, there's another one right here on the side of my head.
I'll let them out as soon as they're perfectly calm.
And I'll open that front door so they can make a quick getaway.
Don't be foolish. I've got to continue my examination of the patients.
Now I know who's nuts. You are.
Look, do you think for a minute, you nitwit, I'm going to let these patients get out? I've earned about $1,000 if you ask me.
I'd rather be poor than in it that way.
You're yellow.
I'm not. I'm black and blue.
Should I let them out?
I don't know. Go and check. See, I tell you, they're dead.
They're not dead. Hello? Ah, sulking, are we? Very well. I shall leave you there till you learn some manners.
Sounds pretty dead to me.
They're not dead, they're sulky. Oh, coming around, are we? Now what? I said, now what?
Yes.
What did they say?
It was Nellie, our cook. She wants to come out.
That's strange. She thought she enjoyed being stuck in there with 29 lunatics.
There were only 8 patients.
Only 8? Seemed like 29 to me.
It was tough fun, Nellie. She didn't deserve it. But if we let her out, the rest will get out too.
Well, serves her right for associating with people like that.
If I let you all out, will you promise to be quiet?
Yes.
They seem to favor the idea.
Listen, I've got to diagnose these patients, and then I've got to cure them. Otherwise, we'll never make a stint. Now, tighten up, and remember, this is serious.
Serious? You're telling me. I'll be right out here when you open that door.
Coward?
No, merely cautious.
All right, I'm going to let you out. But if one of you gets violent, I'm going to call the police and have you all locked up. Understand?
Yes.
All right, Steve, stand by. Here they come.
Hey, what's the idea of locking me in there with all the actors? I wasn't in the play. All I did was chase one of them out of the kitchen, and she stole a piece of pie.
Sorry, Nellie. It was all a big misunderstanding. You can go back to your work now.
Thanks, no more practices for me. I had to hit this big guy over the head to get this knife away from him. I was afraid he might accidentally hurt someone.
Good work, Nellie. Next time we'll give you a part in the play.
Yeah, you will, but not with this kind of bunch. If they're actors, I'm glad I'm a cook.
You mustn't pay any attention to what Nellie says. She's a little bit. Well, now that we've concluded the exercise portion of the day, shall we proceed? Will you all be seated? Now, it has come to my attention that each of you have something in common. You are all afraid of losing your mental equilibrium. Now, this isn't the case, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But the problem before us is to convince each of you that you are all perfectly sane. I feel sure, however, when you hear each other's problems laid out, you will realize how foolish your fears are, and in a short time be returning to your lives happy and carefree.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Miss?
Call me Constance, Doctor.
Miss Constance?
Mr. Chairman, I move we lay the whole matter on the table.
Who are you going to lay on the table?
Mr. Chairman, I object. In the name of the American people, I speak for the forgotten man.
Are you the forgotten man?
Is that an insult?
I'm sure I shall never forget you.
Order, order.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to nominate for permanent secretary a man who has served his party long and faithfully, a man who's the symbol of honesty and loyalty, a man who...
I second that nomination.
Mr. Chairman, I rise to a point of order.
I yield to the gentlewoman from Alabama.
I move we turn the clock back 1 hour.
Why not a week while you're about it?
I declare the meeting adjourned.
Ooh, but I swear I'm innocent. I was asleep when the murder was committed.
I see you're all feeling very whimsical. Well, so as long as it's in the spirit of good, clean fun, I have no objections. But I do think we should proceed on with the examinations, and I'll ask you not to interrupt. Constance, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, doctor, but you see, that's my weakness.
All right, we'll begin with your case.
Shall I rise?
You may remain sitting if you wish, whichever way you feel safer from attack.
Oh, doctor, I'm sure no one here would attack me.
I mean safer from an attack of your trouble.
Ah, yes, then I think I'll stand. The vertical position does help me think better, but, doctor, must I tell all?
You are among friends.
Yes.
Yes.
For some time, I've been aware of my trouble. I've tried to fight it, but in vain. Whenever I get in the vicinity of a man, or sometimes even a boy, I get an irresistible impulse to embrace him. It is so mortifying.
I should think it might be.
The harder I struggle against it, the more irresistible the impulse becomes. I've prayed, I've reasoned with myself, I've taken cold showers, but all to no avail. Oh, what shall I do?
And you feel this condition has affected your mind?
Affected it has nearly obliterated it. As a girl, I was bright. I was known as clever Constance. Now look at me. My brain is a thing of shreds and patches. It simply doesn't function. With as many men around me as this, I lose control.
I see. Constance, stop it.
I'm sorry, doctor, but don't you see?
I see that something has to be done for you. Have you ever thought of marrying?
Of course I've thought of it, but no one has ever proposed to me.
Will anyone here offer to marry Miss Winwitty?
Dinwiddie, not Winwitty.
Sorry. Will anyone here offer to marry this extremely affectionate woman? Speak up, you men.
I'm already married.
What about you? Will you marry her?
Eh? What's that?
I said, will you marry her?
Oh, delighted, delighted. I'd take mine with lemon and 2 lumps of sugar.
Hopeless. Will you?
Don't ask me to do a thing like that, doctor. I'm not responsible.
Well, you think you're not, but suppose you tell us now what's your trouble.
Well, I guess you probably already know it.
You mean about the knives?
Knives, guns, anything deadly I can get my hands on.
Very silly of you, isn't it?
Sure, that's why it's driving me nuts. Do you suppose I want to commit murder?
I shouldn't think so.
Of course I don't, but I can't help it. Listen, here am I, a good-working, honest man, meaning no harm to anybody, but then the minute I see a knife or gun, I go for it. I just itch to cut somebody up or plug them full of holes. It ain't my nature, it's just something up here, I guess.
Very curious. It must be the influence of the movies. But I'm sure you wouldn't really hurt anyone. You just think you would. And just be patient, I'll prove it to you.
I mean, I'd sure like to believe you.
Now just sit down and be patient. If I cure you, will you marry Miss Dinwiddie?
Sure I will. I'd even jump in the lake.
Splendid. Now we're really making progress.
You haven't done anything yet about my jumping.
Well, consider your case at once. Now, just why do you insist on jumping off of things?
That's for you to find out.
Have you always jumped?
No. Only lately I felt like it.
Have you ever done any mountain climbing?
Oh, I never dare climb a mountain. I'd be sure to jump right off the top.
Well, why should you?
That's it. I guess I'm going cuckoo. Any time I see a chance to jump, I just can't hold myself back. My legs double right up and there I go.
What's the highest thing you've ever jumped off of?
I've never let myself get very high. Just on tables and chairs and sometimes a piano. That's why I live in a one-story house.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. That's all I wish to know for the present.
Dr. Summer,
Yes, Mr. Short.
have you noticed my wife?
Of course, I find her very attractive.
Oh, you do you? Just as I suspected. You inveigled her into coming here.
What? No, your wife came here of her own free will.
That's what you said. But I have my own idea on the subject.
Henry, you're a fool.
I may be a fool, but you can't fool me any longer. Taking 10 years off my life already. You drive me crazy. Doctor, is there any cure for jealousy?
Of course.
What is it?
Something very simple.
I suppose so.
But that's all that's the matter with you is jealousy?
Isn't that enough? I tell you, I'm married to the world's most flirtatious woman. I love her, Doc, but she's driving me crazy. And how do I know it's only flirtation?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Do you think she'd tell me the truth?
I don't know. Just ask her. Mr. Short, would you mind telling your husband the truth?
Why should I?
You see, she's a devil, that woman, and I married her.
Didn't you know she was a devil when you married her?
Of course not. I thought she was an angel.
An angel? That's too ridiculous.
Mrs. Short, are you interested in preserving your husband's peace of mind?
His peace of mind is right, and it's a pretty small piece.
Do you admit carrying on flirtations with other men?
Of course not. It's all Henry's imagination.
You see, your wife thinks it's only your imagination.
That's what she always says. But it's not. It's her fault. And if I do something desperate, I'll go mad.
Calm yourself. We'll straighten this matter out in a short time.
I hope so.
Now, who's left? Miss Gold, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, I have the most terrible time. Anywhere I go, I find someone's following me. And if you or someone does do something about it now, I'll go crazy. I know I will.
Is it always the same person that follows you?
No. They're normally different.
Is it always a man?
Yeah, and normally really big.
Have you ever let any of them catch up with you?
No, I would never let them.
Do you know any of the men that follow you?
No. Well, they're mostly strangers.
And that's all that bothers you?
Isn't that enough?
Certainly. You may be seated. And now for the poet.
You embarrass me, Doctor.
But you are a poet, aren't you?
Well, yes, but one is so sensitive.
Just why did you feel the need of a mental diagnosis?
Oh dear, it's so complicated. When the subtlest aspects of one's nature are concerned, the spiritual overtones, the very nuances of being, don't you know, can't you feel?
You seem just a trifle incoherent, if you ask me.
Exactly. Incoherent over the paradox of mortality, over the mystery of life, over the finiteness of infinity. Oh, Doctor, don't you understand? Something here and here.
Are you sure it isn't here?
Oh, Doctor, you're facetious.
Not intentionally, I assure you. I merely suggested you might be suffering from acute hunger.
Hunger is not a thing of the spirit, and we who are in tune with the infinite...
You feel in tune with the infinite?
I always have been, but lately I have begun to feel...
Out of tune?
In a way, yes. The rational has begun to take precedence, and the result is most disquieting. There are times when I feel positively ordinary.
Tragic.
Tragic. Couldn't stand that. Rather death 1,000 times.
You've been brooding over yourself, is that it?
I spend many hours in solitude. In contemplation, a poet's life is a lonely life.
Thank you, Miss Milton. I think I understand.
I hoped you would.
And now that's everyone except Grandpa. He seems to have gone to sleep. Oh, Mr. Trumbull. Hey, wake up!
Wake up!
Fire? What's on fire?
There's no fire. You've just been asleep.
Oh, my street already? Very well, very well. I'll hurry. Thank you for waking me, conductor.
Well, where are you going? This is the doctor's office.
Well, listen, I tell you, I paid my fare. Let me get off.
No. This is the doctor's office. I'm the doctor. You need to tell me what's wrong with you.
No, I couldn't do that. I'd be late for supper.
What's wrong with you?
Write it down.
Oh, what's the matter with you? Ah, yes. What's the matter with me? Well, it's quite simple. I'm losing my senses. First, I began to lose my eyesight, and then my ears went back on me. After that, I lost my sense of smell. And then I began to get numb all over. Couldn't feel a thing. The only thing I have left is my mind, and I feared slipping too. I don't know what to do about it. I don't suppose it matters, but I thought, well, here I am.
Thank you, Mr. Trumbull. Now we know.
I don't want to cause you any inconvenience.
Not at all. That's sort of a strain. Anyway, that concludes the examinations.
And the rest is up to you.
Oh, Smithers, I'd forgotten all about you.
Yeah, and I wish I'd forgotten all about you.
Smithers, is that nice?
All right, doctor, let's see you perform these miracles.
We have before us here a number of very difficult situations. Very delicate situations, I might add. In all my long years of practice, I have seldom been confronted by anything as difficult. It will require a great deal of thinking in this matter. It may be that I shall have to go off by myself for a few minutes.
And leave me here alone? Not a chance.
But you won't be alone. There are 8 others present.
You know what I mean.
All right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall say what I have to say in very few words. First of all, there's nothing really the matter with any of you. Is that clear?
What?
No. I'm sure everything you've described to me today is pure imagination.
I'm literally crazy.
You don't want to believe me, that's the problem, but I assure you I'm right. All you have to do is follow these simple instructions. Miss Dinwiddie, get married as soon as possible.
I'm sure I'm willing.
Mr. Short, start treating your wife with more affection. That way she doesn't seek it from other men.
That's a swell idea. That'll show her.
Is that so?
Mr. Trumbull, get rid of your eye things in your ear trumpet.
What's that? Oh, well, the very idea.
You don't need them.
Oh, that's odd. I hear much better than I did. My eyesight's remarkably good.
Mr. Middleton, I want you to enter a flagpole sitting contest. The higher the better.
Flagpole?
And if you can't find a flagpole, go to Paris and climb to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, goody. I've always wanted to try a croissant.
Mr. Baxter, I want you to get a job as a butcher. That way you can spend all day with your knives, cutting up steaks and chops and bologna.
Gee, I never thought of that. I think I like it.
Miss Gold, all you need to remember is that you are a very pretty girl, and the men follow you because they can't help it. Next time, let them catch up with you, and if you like their looks, ask them to take you out to dinner.
But what if they're not good looking?
Then tell them you're sorry, but you already have a date.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Miss Milton, I advise you to take up golf, tennis, boxing, soccer, baseball, and cornhole. And I also advise you to make a special study of lively young men in your region. What you need is an interest in something other than yourself.
But doctor, I've tried table tennis and I was so bored by it.
I didn't advertise anything as strenuous as table tennis. What you need is mild excitement. Something like football or ice hockey.
Okay, I'll try.
But the main thing for all of you to remember is that you are physically well, mentally well, physically and mentally. And that there's nothing...
Oh, come on.
Don't let him in. Everything you have described to me today is pure imagination. You're all as mentally sane, well, as I am.
Out of my way, will you? We've got business here.
Listen, I tell you, the doctors...
Be quiet. There they are, the whole outfit.
What's the meaning of this?
Get off me, I can't let those nuts escape.
Nuts? What are you talking about?
You heard me, I said nuts. The whole batch of them escaped earlier this morning from Riversdale Asylum. Searched the whole town for them.
Oh my.
Luckily we got here when we did, or you'd have found yourself with your throat cut.
But how did you know they were here?
One of your neighbors phoned the police. Said there was a wild party going on in this house. We knew who it was right away because sane folks don't stage wild parties in the afternoon.
Hey, take this guy away so I can get up, will you?
Let him up, Steve. It's all right.
I don't like the way they busted it past me.
Come on, Bill. Let's round up this crowd. They'll be jumping out the windows.
Where do we go first?
Stairs? And listen, don't let anyone out that front door you see, or we'll hold you responsible. Come on, Bill.
Well.
I know. Swell idea, but was it yours, Tommy? It worked like a charm.
I can't understand it.
You know, neither can I. I really thought he had some sense.
It's against every known law of human psychology.
Well, that's not the only law people have been breaking lately.
And to think that they were really crazy all this time?
It's no surprise to me.
Hey, there he goes. Stop him.
The little weasel, where'd he go?
In here, I guess.
Come on, we'll get him.
I've got him! I've got him!
What do we do?
I don't know. I locked him in. I locked him in. Come on down, everybody. I locked the guards in the closet. Come on in. I locked the guards in the closet.
But listen, we'll have to let those guards out eventually, or else we'll get in trouble.
Locked them
in the closet. Locked them in the closet. Locked them in the closet. Locked them in the closet.
Jean, what are you doing here?
You have the nerve to ask me what I'm doing here? Better speak for yourself, young man.
But you know I was having people here this afternoon.
Yes, a stag party, wasn't it? An initiation. If this is a stag initiation, I'm the Boston Tea Party.
A fine couple of liars you turned out to be.
Now we're on the spot.
I fear we're in the way.
Let's go out in the kitchen and make fudge. Ooh, yay.
Excellent, excellent. We'll go and make some candy.
We'll go and make some candy. We'll go and...
A swell party, I must say. Where did you pick up these bums anyway?
Listen, Jean, I'll explain everything. Just give me time.
Somebody ought to give you 20 years.
And when I think of you, Steve Riddle.
Oh, Lou. Oh, it's not Steve's fault. I got him into it. But if you girls didn't come running into other people's houses, you'd be better off.
We rang the doorbell 5 times. You couldn't have heard the Liberty Bell with all the racket going on in here. So we just walked in.
And believe me, it was some surprise.
Listen, Gene, I'll explain everything, but tonight.
Tonight. Do you think I would still have my party at your house when you've been running around with a bunch of drunks?
Drunks? What are you talking about? No one here has had a thing to drink.
Not even you, Steve?
I wish I had.
Listen, I'll tell you this much if you promise not to tell anyone else.
Shoot.
The people you saw, well, they're all crazy.
Obviously. What do you mean?
Like nuts. Escaped from the asylum.
Actually?
Yeah.
Lou, they're crazy. We're in a house full of crazy people. Get me out of here!
Gene, wait!
Hey, wait for me! Whoa!
It's all right. Come on out. They've gone.
Man, I'm too heavy for this sort of work. I bet I've lost 10 pounds today. I gotta take a rest.
I'm positively wrecked that they'd choose me for you to chase. I'll let the others know that they've gone. Come on out, guys. This is recess. There are some chairs out here.
Better let Sam and Harry out of their dark hole.
Yes, of course.
That's a swell place that is. Talk about dungeons. I feel like the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I just wish all this was over.
Say, those sports are pretty good, right? Cook's a pretty good sport hanging us all this grub.
Sport or no sport, she's a good cook.
When do you suppose the Rolo boys will get back?
Probably not for a while. They're trying to get things squared off with their girlfriends. And if you ask me, those girls are a long way from here by now, after the scare Connie and I threw into them.
Will somebody please tell me how long this horseplay has to keep up?
What's the matter, Madge? Can't you stand the strain?
I like it better that way.
Of course you would. That you'd fall for that young sap who thinks he's a doctor.
Well, he's awfully very nice.
I understood we were to be out here by 3:30.
Yeah, that's right. What time you got now?
3:20.
Hey, only 10 more minutes.
Would anyone like some more cookies?
Yes.
Of course. Boy, bring them on.
I would have made more if I'd known how many of you there was going to be.
Nellie, you're a most delightful person, and we thank you.
Don't mention it. I thought a while ago you guys were all pretty crazy, but I see now that you're not.
You got the idea.
But what became of Mr. Tommy?
Oh, I think he stepped out the front way to see his girlfriend.
Oh, well, I got some work to do in the kitchen. Make yourselves at home. Goodbye.
Bye,
Bye,
Nellie.
Thank you.
Guys, they're coming back.
Girls too?
No, just the 2 boys.
Come on now, everyone on his toes. It won't be long.
Guess we go back into that dungeon.
It's all right, old fella. You'll be out soon enough.
Where to this time?
Anywhere, only beat it.
Do you suppose those idiots are still in the kitchen making fudge? It's quiet. I don't like it. The guards are still in the closet. I guess so. I'm tired of all this. Here you go.
About time we was getting out of there. Say, what's the big idea anyways? Who locked us in there?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
Why are you looking at us? We didn't do it. It was one of your patients.
Yeah, well, I want you to know that if any of those nuts get away, we're going to hold you responsible. Do you understand?
But I...
Yeah, I know. You're in cahoots with these nuts. That's what you are. You feel sorry for them. You want to see them get away.
But...
Never mind, never mind. Wait, Sam, behind the screen.
Help! Help! We got him!
What do we do? They'll kill him.
That suits me. We're sitting on our keepers.
Sitting on our keepers. Sitting on our keepers.
What's the idea?
We're sitting on our keepers.
Is that so? Well, get off them. And don't start any monkey business neither.
Come on, you get up!
Swell keepers you are. Come on now, the whole lot of you.
Where to?
To the police station, of course.
But we have to take these patients back to the asylum first.
You can tell the judge about that. You're arrested, all of you, for disturbing the peace.
Stay in line here. All of you.
Whose house is this anyway?
Mine.
What did you do? Leave the front door open? Is that how these nuts happen to run in here?
Well, you see...
That's what I thought. Next time, lock the front door.
Yes, sir.
Now march.
Come on, you get in line too.
Oh, no, he's not crazy. He's a friend of mine.
Oh, excuse me. Don't forget to lock the front door.
What became of all those nice people?
What did you say?
I just thought they were the nicest people. I sure hope they come back again sometime.
Say, let's rest a minute. I'm gonna turn this thing off.
Oh, Steve, we just started playing and you're already tired?
Listen, if you went through what I've been through tonight, young lady, you wouldn't be tired. You'd be dead.
I'm with Steve on this one. I say we take a breather. Well, I think we take a breathing spell myself.
All right, let's humor them. What do you guys say? That's fair. I suppose an afternoon spent with lunatics does wear one out.
I told you to keep quiet about that.
And you promised to tell me all about it tonight.
Well, can't you wait till we're alone?
Fine.
So, what's the mystery?
Oh, nothing. Jean's just trying to kid me. Coming out for a walk, Jean. I'll tell you all about it.
No thanks. I'm quite comfortable right here.
Fine. Steve, come here.
Yeah?
What is this about?
All right. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I've been appointed as Chief Snack Tester by your host, His Excellency. Anybody who's an expert at eating brownies, cheesecake, etc., care to join me in the kitchen?
Sure.
All right, follow me.
Well, that worked like nobody's business.
Sort of clever, aren't you?
Well, I wouldn't say that after the mess I got into this afternoon.
Now that we're alone, you can tell me all about it.
Well, that was the idea I had in mind. Honestly, though, I'm embarrassed to mention it.
Are you embarrassed by my presence?
Well, a little. It all started because I wanted to make some money.
That often has got people in trouble.
My dad thinks I need to make money if I want to go back to college this fall. He has practical ideas. So when they announced this vacation of theirs, I came up with a genius plan to make a whole bunch of money and then surprise them when they came back.
That makes sense, but how did you expect to make money off a bunch of nuts?
But they weren't supposed to be nuts. See, that's where I fell down. One of the things I learned at college was that if someone thinks they're going nuts, they're not, and vice versa. So I advertised in the paper for people who were afraid of losing their minds. I thought that all I would have to do is to kid them into realizing how sane they were.
I guess that makes sense, so what happened?
See, that's where I fell down. I got some patients, all right. 8 of them. You saw them here this afternoon.
Say I did. Weirdest bunch of humans I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah. They turned out to be really nuts. Escaped from the asylum. How do you figure it anyway?
Maybe they read your ad in the paper.
Well, yeah, but if they did, why should they answer it?
If they're nuts, why shouldn't they answer it? Why shouldn't they do anything?
There's something in that.
Well, did you do them any good?
How could I? They were hopelessly insane.
So you didn't collect any doctor's fees?
Say, I was lucky to get out of it alive. They made so much racket the cops raided the house.
And they didn't arrest you?
No. And I can't figure out why.
Guess they didn't think you were crazy enough.
I bet you thought I was crazy enough this afternoon.
Say I did. I was disgusted.
Say, Gene, you're a good sport, and I like you.
Are you getting sentimental?
You bet I am. And if I had any money,
You'd go back to college.
I had another idea.
You better go back to college.
Come on, Gene, I'm crazy about you.
If you think you're crazy about me, you're not. Isn't that the idea?
Say, lay off that, will you? I've already taken a beating on that point today.
Okay, I'm sorry. But listen, you have to go back to college.
When I graduate, will you marry me?
Maybe, but you have to graduate.
But how can I make any money?
If I knew, I'd sure tell you.
Oh, it's the telephone. Gosh, I bet it's the police.
Probably.
Hey, 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 look what we got here.
Oh, that looks wonderful. What are the others doing in the kitchen?
They're teaching Nellie how to scream. It's some sort of new dance.
These look good too. Flavor are they?
Hey, guys, my parents just called. They're on their way back.
Wait, your folks? I thought they were gone for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Mom got sick or something, so now they're coming back. They'll be here in 15 minutes.
Oh, well, then we should probably get ready to leave.
Oh, no, nothing like that. They won't care. We just don't want anything rowdy.
Yeah.
But, man, I was really hoping I could surprise them.
You sure would have surprised them if they came back 2 hours ago.
Nobody say anything about what happened this afternoon to my parents. If my dad ever heard about that, he'd be off me for life.
Don't worry, we won't.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Is that the doorbell? That can't be the folks already.
After what I've been through tonight, that doorbell gives me the woolies.
Answer it, will you, Steve?
All right, Dr. Summer, but if it's, oh, whatever.
It's funny, but I feel kind of nervous.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Oh, here, have something to eat. You'll feel better.
Thanks.
Do you want some punch?
Sure. Where are the glasses?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll get them.
Oh, perfect.
What's wrong with him?
What is it?
It's.
Dr. Summer, you remember Mr. Trumbull, do you not?
Why, Dr. Summer, this is indeed a pleasure.
I would have scarcely recognized Mr. Smithers. In the afternoon, he seemed like such a rather plain young man, but his evening clothes, he's positively handsome.
Yes, he is.
It was so nice of you, Dr. Summer, to invite us to your party when we already owe you so much.
I was afraid you wouldn't be able to make it.
Oh, why? Because the silly police? That was easily cleared up. Once they realized who we really were, it was all apologies. It was a simple misunderstanding.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, are these the two young ladies who called this afternoon while we were having such a jolly time?
Yes, let me introduce you, Miss Winwitty.
Doctor.
Sorry, Miss Dunwoody.
No, Dinwiddie.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm just incredibly nervous. Miss Jean Hammond.
Hi.
And Miss Lou Prentice.
Hi.
And this is Mr. Trumbull.
Well, we should probably go get the glasses.
What's the idea?
The glasses for the punch?
I'll help too.
You stay here, Smithers. The girls don't need you. Will you guys be seated?
Oh, yeah, thank
Delighted.
Was that the doorbell?
I'm afraid it was. Would you like to answer it?
I wouldn't dream of it. That's your job.
I thought you felt that way.
You're expecting a number of guests, aren't you, Dr. Summer?
Quite a lot, Miss Dinwiddie. Quite a lot.
I like big parties, don't you?
Normally I do.
It's more guests, Doctor.
Splendid. Ask them to come right in.
They are. They're just taking off their coats.
It certainly was nice of them to come.
Well, how could anyone refuse your hospitality, Dr. Summer?
Oh, Miss Dinwiddie.
Why, it's the shorts.
So it is.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see you, Dr. Summer. You remember my wife, of course.
Henry, what a silly thing to say, as though Dr. Summer could ever forget me.
Very silly. I mean, of course. Glad to see you.
Oh, Dr. Summer.
Yes?
We were just talking about what a wonderful thing you did for Mr. Trumbull. You notice how he doesn't have his eye spectacles or his ear trumpet, and he hears and sees perfectly?
That's right, and I owe it all to you, Doctor.
See, I was just,
Dr. Summer, do come and sit down beside me. I have so many things to tell you, and complimentary things, too.
Well, you see, I was just going to...
Now, Doctor, don't be modest. We all think you're wonderful.
The doctor's this way.
Well, Dr. Summer, if this isn't a pleasure.
Glad to see you.
Well, Doctor, here I am. No knives on me either.
Okay. Glad you could make it.
Good evening, everybody.
Looks like old times around here.
Now, if you excuse me, I have to see about something in the kitchen.
I'll help too.
You stay here, Smithers. I'll only be gone a minute.
Hurry back, Doctor.
I will. What's the matter with this? Come on!
I think someone's holding it from the other side.
I think you're right.
I'll open it for you. Just get out of the way. Oh! He opened it all right.
Oh, my soul, not more of them.
Who'll have some punch?
That's a good idea. I'll get some glasses.
I've got the glasses.
You sounded like a bunch of glasses yourself when you landed on the floor out there.
No, that was just a joke. There's kids in the kitchen.
Is that so? I'll see who they are.
Oh, Dr. Summer, I'm so excited to be at your party.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm here too, Doctor.
Jolly. I think you know everyone. Make yourselves at home. I'll be right back.
Have fun, everybody.
Who's gonna have some punch?
Ooh, I'll take some. Oh, we should play a game.
Oh, Mr.
why not?
Trumbull, will you be on my team?
Gladly, my dear.
How about it, Bert?
Fine by me.
Well, I guess you're the only person left for me to play with.
Isn't that a break for you?
So, you got your teachers and your classmates?
Oh, classroom.
No. No. The classroom's in this building.
Oh, school.
Yeah, good job. Okay, so you got your doctors and nurses, and when people go there to
Hospital?
get
Dr. Summer,
Bro,
you're
got it
so
right.
mean.
I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid the party's off.
What?
What?
Why?
You see, I've just received some terrible news. My parents just called, and my mother has fallen terribly ill. And they'll be back here pretty soon. And, well, you see, under the circumstances.
Of course. Before we take our departure, Dr. Summer, there's something we wish to say to you. At least I wish to say it, and I believe I speak for the rest.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't suppose you'll ever realize what a great a debt we owe you for your splendid work this afternoon. Here we were, 8 of us, all suffering from fatal delusions. In a short time, we should have certainly ended up in the asylum, or taken our own lives in despair. You saved us from either fate. You cleared away the shadows and brought clear light of sanity and reason into our lives. Nothing we can ever do or say will thank you for your heroic service.
Well, you see, I was
Don't
only...
be modest, Doctor. You're a genius. And before we go tonight, we'd like for you to accept from us a token of our appreciation. Mr. Trumbull, the envelope. Thank you. In this envelope is a sealed token of our appreciation. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Come on, everyone. We must hurry. Good night, Dr. Summer. And God bless your mother, too.
I tell you, it worked.
I say it worked, and think of it. Imagine the folks at home with that crowd around.
It's all still kind of screwy, though. How did a bunch like that get away from the police?
Yeah, and where'd they get those clothes? That's not supposed to have glad rags.
You're telling me.
It's a nightmare. It doesn't make sense.
Say, what's the gag in that envelope? Better open it up.
Oh, yeah. Let's find out.
Money!
How much is here? Let's count it up. 1,000? 2,000? $4,000.
$4,000? You're right.
There were 8 of them.
8 of what?
Of my nuts, the patients. That makes $500 a piece they chipped in. What do you think of that?
I don't think. I'm paralyzed.
That makes your cut. Let me see.
Yeah, I get a third, right?
Do we go back to college or do we go back to college?
Let's tell the bunch.
They're in the kitchen.
Where'd the bunch run off to?
What are you talking about? They're in the kitchen.
They're not in the kitchen.
Oh, they must have gotten sore and gone home. Oh, there's someone coming in the front. Mom, Dad.
How we doing?
Well, Tommy, you seem to be having a good time. Hello, Steve.
Hello, boys. What's the excitement?
Oh, we're just having a party.
I don't see any guests. You and Steve coming up all by yourselves?
Oh, they're around here somewhere. They were in the kitchen, and now they're hiding from us, I guess.
Well, we did show up unexpectedly.
I'll say you did. What's the idea?
We changed our plans, but I'm glad we're home.
So am I. Haven't found a job yet, have you, Tommy?
A job? I don't need a job.
Well, how do you expect to play for college this fall?
I don't know. How about this?
Where'd you get all that money?
You didn't rob a bank.
I'll say I didn't. I cooked up a little deal this afternoon. $4,000 is all.
$4,000?
Tommy, I hope you didn't steal it.
Of course not. I made it all with my own little brain.
Well, for goodness sake, that's wonderful.
It sure is. This calls for a little celebration.
Yeah. How about a glass of punch on me? You see, a college education does pay after all.
I believe it did. Tommy, we're so proud of you.
Yes, we are. Now, about that celebration, I have some friends who would be glad to hear the good news. Excuse me.
Friends of his? What is he talking about?
Tommy, it sounds like to me...
Well, your father must be having some kind of hallucinations. You better examine him, Tommy.
Say, am I being kidded or something?
Here they are, Tommy. I believe you've seen these people before. They tell me you mistook them for lunatics. Now that's strange, because they really are quite nice people. They're good actors, too. That's why I hired them to patronize your clinic this afternoon.
You hired them?
Yes. You see, when you put the ad in the paper, the advertising manager called me and asked me if it was okay to run it. I decided it would be a good chance to have some fun. So I said go ahead. After that, I decided to get you some patients. That wasn't very hard to arrange. I stopped in at the theatrical agency, and it turned out there were plenty of actors looking for jobs. I picked out 8 of them and gave them a rough idea what to do.
But the asylum guards and the 2 policemen.
Oh, they were actors too. But I didn't invite them to the party. I figured the patients would be enough.
You big crook.
Your mother and I decided it would be better for you to go back to college than for us to go on a vacation. So, we gave the money to your patients to pay you for your professional services. It was more fun that way than just giving you the money ourselves.
Gee, Dad, that was swell of you. Maybe I ought to go back to college so I can learn something after all.
That's what I thought. You could stand a little education.
Hey, look, it's the gang.
Oh, hey. Where you guys been?
Well, we're kind of mad because we were in the backyard for half an hour and you didn't even come and look for us.
Well, come on, Gene. I was busy.
These guys ain't nuts. They're actors.
Actors? We may be actors, Dr. Simmer, but we're nuts to you.
Nuts to you, nuts to you. We may be actors, but we're nuts to you.
Whoopee!
Thank you. All right, once again, I said before I wouldn't have to tell you how hard these students worked on this production. They've put in so much time and effort, and it all paid off tonight, and could not be any more proud of all of you. It was great last night. It was great tonight. Just a couple people I want to give a shout out to. One is, and I failed to do it last night, is our extras. Are they in here somewhere? I think they are. The back row, woohoo! Came in and filled in for that part right there. But I also just want to take a moment that, again, you've just seen the performance. You know, some of the people on the stage right now were only on stage for a short period of time and only had a few lines. But they were so faithful and had such a great attitude. I know at one point I went up to a couple of them and said, you know, I'm sorry you're having to stay here for so long. And they said, oh, we're just glad to be part of it. And it just that attitude all along, especially from all of them, but especially those who didn't have the biggest parts. I appreciated it a lot. And again, they put their whole heart into it, no matter how big or small their part was. And so again, as a director, I just really, really appreciate that attitude that they all gave me. Again, lights and sound and makeup crew. Again, sounded great. Lights is not as spectacular of a show as it was for last year. It was pretty much bring them up and take them down, but we do appreciate somebody has to be up there doing that, and we appreciate that. And then the makeup crew. Again, some people stepped in at the last minute. There was a lot of faces that we had to get made up, and so I appreciate all of that. And then last night I did it, but I'm going to do it again tonight. Seniors, I want you to step forward and two of our extras were seniors too, but again, this is where I'll cry because I won't have them on my stage next time. So I love them, and I love all of them. And again, I really can't be more proud than I am of the whole group. And then last thing I'll say is, again, Nick. Nick Franklin stepped up. He's been an actor on the stage and graduated last year, and he told me he wanted to help again, and I said absolutely. And he came and helped direct this year, and his help was invaluable, and I know that he will and is developing into a great director and will someday do it without me. So thank you, Nick. All right. That's all I'm going to say. And again, I'm so proud of you guys. You knocked it out of the park again. So we'll stay in costumes long enough to get some pictures with your family and all of that. And then we'll start taking this whole thing down for the final time. Lights, and we can take our pictures. House lights can come up.